On tonight's program, the definition of March Madness as it does not pertain to the sport of basketball, but indeed Kentucky weather. In fact, let's just go ahead and take a quick look at the latest updates and give you a little food for thought as well. This thing is ramping up to be a very significant winter storm, several inches of snowfall. It's going to happen quick. You know, we do have, of course, ground temperatures which are going to hold off a lot of the accumulating snow, but as far as it falling, it could be happening at a rather heavy pace. Could cause some serious travel issues. And yes, there are places in eastern Kentucky, dare I say the viewing area, that could see 4, 6, 8 inches or more. A winter storm watch in effect from late tomorrow night through Saturday. That will become a warning. I see no way out of it. There will be some rain out and ahead of the snow, but it's not looking like a whole lot of rain. I think it's going to be a quick changeover if indeed there is one. It might just be an all-snow thing. We will, of course, like I said, ground temperatures are going to hold off some accumulation on the ground. But heavy snow, an inch an hour for several hours is certainly possible. Winds as well out and ahead of this from the southwest. We're going to see those tomorrow before we see the snow. I mean, it's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. Windy and in the 60s and just nice. Then all that Arctic air with that front and low pressure will change things very quickly tomorrow night and into your Saturday morning. I've got a window. I've got a time frame for you. I'll share that with you in an updated form in just a few moments. But again, an inch of snow an hour. And right now, the National Weather Service says that snowfall totals are expected to range from 3 to 6 to 4 to 6 inches in all of the viewing area, essentially, unless you're watching on the internet, of course. It might start out as rain, but it won't stay rain for long, and then it will start to add up rather quickly and be gone Saturday almost as quickly as it rolled in. And that is, of course, again, for the 10th of March, which is not a date that hasn't seen winter weather before. In 1994, freezing rain buried most of the state in up to 3 inches of ice. South Central, Southeastern Kentucky had almost 200,000 customers without power. 53 counties reported power outages. 22 declared states of emergency. A lot of roads were closed for days, and the power was off for up to a week in some of the worst areas on this day in 1994. The National Weather Service has just sent down another update, and I'll take you to that before I leave you this evening. Right now, let's talk to Mayor Pete Shepard tonight. Good news. I do have some COVID numbers. I know we haven't had those all week long, but I have some brief ones to pass along to you, but that's not what we're talking about right now. Good news. I like good news. Hard to come by. Good news to the tune of over $1.2 million for the city of Sagersville. You know, there's a saying, I don't think we coined it here in Sagersville, but it certainly applies, and I think we've all just about said it. If you've been out of the area and telling someone where you live, you might have jokingly, said something off the cuff. Or, well, yeah, it's Sagersville, you blink and you might miss it when you drive through. Well, if you drive through the Mountain Parkway on 114, if you don't get held up at any of the lights, you could drive through technically the city of Sagersville in 60 seconds or so. So, yeah, that could happen. And you wouldn't even know it if you weren't from here. But with what we believe, and have no reason not to believe is going to happen, well, everyone is very well going to know when they come through Sagersville, starting sometime not so far in the distant future, after a spending bill includes very much asked for and very thankful to receive $1 million plus for a beautification and signage project on the new restaurant row. Yes, Shepard received word this afternoon that the U.S. House of Representatives passed a bipartisan spending package last night that will keep the government funded for the rest of the fiscal year. And in that bill, there's also a few things for Eastern Kentucky. Hal Rogers included about $10 million worth of earmarks in the omnibus package, and a lot of that goes into Eastern Kentucky. It's something that's been in the works for a number of years here in Sagersville. I was there when it all first began, and even though Shepard says the city was hopeful to receive it, well, you just never know about these things. And right now, it's all coming down to a Senate vote, which looks to be imminent.
About 4 years ago, I guess, Dave Gardner and me and some other people, we wanted to get signage after they got the restaurant. We was trying to plan on what to do with it. And we really wanted Sayersville to be, when you come up the Parkway, to be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen when you come to Eastern Kentucky. Best thing you see when you get here and best thing you see when you leave. and we hired an architect, landscaping architect, to come out and get us some plans to try to beautify Restaurant Row, and that was going to happen right after they got it completed. So we was getting a head start on it. The problem, as always, is money, and we started reaching out and doing a lot of legwork, and got through Hal Rogers' office. They had some money and thought that we might be able to qualify for it. And about a year ago, we brought Mr. Rogers up here. He came to Restaurant Row and he looked at our project. We showed him everything we was trying to do, and the impact it would have on Eastern Kentucky to beautify Sawyersville on Restaurant Row, to make people coming here to really wow them right off the bat. And he bought into it, and I guess yesterday they called from his office in Washington, D.C. and said that the House was voting on it, and they did vote on it yesterday and passed it, and now it just has to go through the Senate.
Again, where it is expected to sell through there as well. Now, also included in this, Pikeville Medical Center's Appalachian Valley Autism Center receives about $665,000 to build and equip a much-needed sensory stimulation area in their new AVA center. Martin County is getting $1.5 million for water lines. Johnson County, $859,000 for first responder communications systems, a new digital network. Eastern Kentucky Pride System getting a grant. Pride Septic System grant program is getting $800,000. United is getting $500,000. Downtown Manchester, $2.2 million to build them a new marketplace there. The Moorhead Fire Department station is getting $300,000 to build a new station in Moorhead. And then there's the city of Sackersville, $1.29 million to create a gateway corridor along the newly expanded Mountain Parkway that includes wayfinding kiosks, gateway signage, landscaping improvements, and the list goes on. Shepard also saying that he's hoping that it will also allow them to go on and take those improvements some portion down Parkway Drive towards the downtown area as well. We'll keep you up to date. I do have an understanding as well is that should this go through the Senate, that it's possible that this money could be received by the city of Sackersville and those other entities by July. More news in just a minute. Parkway Pharmacy, as always, promises the quickest service with the very best care and prices, and to always have someone there to talk to when you have a question. With 3 pharmacists, curbside, drive-through, and call-ahead service. Parkway Pharmacy in Sackersville, 349-4400.
Where you can always talk to a pharmacist when you need one.
If you've been waiting on the new Samsung Galaxy S22 device, then the team at Appalachian Wireless has some good news for you. Appalachian Wireless is launching all Samsung S22 models on sale. Every S22 model will be $150 off normal contract pricing, or take $100 off and we'll pay the taxes on the Appalachian Advantage. Visit one of our retail or dealer locations and on the web, because we don't want you to miss this fantastic deal. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
Hello, I'm William Bill Meade, and I'm a Republican candidate for Mcguffin County Sheriff. Like you, I'm concerned about the effects that drugs are having on our loved ones. With over 33 years of law enforcement experience and training, I know how to combat this problem. I will run a financially responsible office and be accountable for your tax dollars. After looking at the sheriff's budget, I know that I can provide this county with a much-needed 24-hour patrol. I'm William Bill Meade, and I'm number 4 on the Republican ballot, but I'm number 1 for Mcguffin County.
At Golden Law Office, our attorneys previously represented the nation's largest insurance and trucking companies, handling cases involving serious personal injury and death. We know their strategies, how they will defend the case, and what factors drive large settlements. The attorneys at Golden Law Office can use this inside knowledge to ensure your case is handled effectively and aggressively. Hiring Golden Law Office provides you with a strategic advantage. Call Golden Law Office today.
A quick COVID update for you this evening from the Mcguffin County Health Department. They've not been posting their numbers, you may have noticed. I'll be following those still on a daily basis. But just checking in today after not doing so this week, it's pretty easy to figure out the average daily number for Monday through Thursday of this week. It's been 9 every day. In fact, I think the last 2 days of last week, Thursday and Friday, we had 9 cases each day. I believe we had 4 cases over the course of Saturday here in Mcguffin County, none Sunday, and then 9, 9, 9, and 9, so averaging certainly less than 9 a day, which will put us less than where we were last week. Tomorrow will be our last day of counting. I will get you a total for COVID cases, and it will be, we do believe, it's not a certainty, but we believe it will be less than where we were last week, which was, of course, the trend and pattern that we've seen and experienced here for the past many weeks. So good news still on that front. A quick update from Governor Beshear in his Kentucky update today, Team Kentucky update. He covered a number of items. First and foremost, you may have noticed yesterday I was just swamped and couldn't get to it, but gas jumped again. Everyone knows $4.29, let's just say $4.30 a gallon here in all of eastern Kentucky and the viewing area and beyond. And today, Governor Beshear and his Team Kentucky update gave an update to the Commonwealth on steps that he and our state government is taking to try to support federal gas tax relief.
But this week, I'm announcing that I will be joining other governors to send a letter to leaders in Washington to let them know that we support federal legislation to address rising gas prices by suspending the federal gas tax until the end of the year. As Congress looks to relieve Americans of their financial stress caused by increased gas prices and amid international crises and rising inflation, it's clear legislative action is needed. This is the type of action that the U.S. government could absorb. It would be harder on any of the states that have so much work that needs to be done. According to the American Automobile Association, the national average gas price in the United States is $4.17.3, up more than $1 from 2021. The Gas Prices Relief Act, as introduced in the House and the Senate, would alleviate consumer costs of rising gas prices while protecting the federal government's capacity to make infrastructure investments. It would not impact any infrastructure investment currently going on in Kentucky or planned through this budget.
Beshear says that legislation would also save Kentuckians at the pumps and leave more money for groceries, medication, rent, and the like. Another step to saving Kentuckians money today was signing House Bill 6 into law. That is for the vehicle tax relief after the executive order that he issued several days ago, freezing car values to what they were last year. That is now an official state law for the time being, and that will, of course, save Kentuckians about $300 million, I believe it was, in earlier estimates. A few other bills were signed into law during his Team Kentucky update today, all of which we have covered already on the program elsewhere. From there, let's go to tonight's Mcguffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar. Birthday to start. And let me say this before I go to the birthday. You know, I was telling someone today, a potential customer for some advertising purposes, just how blessed I was and how crazy it is to even stop and think about sometimes. But there's very seldom a day that goes by that I don't hear from someone that I haven't heard from before, and not just in Mcguffin County either, about how they watch the show, about how they DVR the show to watch when they can, or they watch online, or how maybe a member of their family will not answer the phone or do anything else while this show is on so they can see what I have to say. It's a lot of pressure, but it's the most flattering, humbling thing that I could ever hear, and I'm blessed to hear it as often as I do. And in saying that, I am also blessed to have such a wide range of age in folks who tune in each and every night. For example, this young lady. I know she's watching, and she's not just watching because it's her birthday either. She watches the news quite often, and I so want to thank her for that, and I think she knows that I'm so glad that she's there. So let's start with a happy birthday to go on with tonight's Mcguffin Farm Bureau Community Calendar. Absolutely, birthday or not, I know that now 13-year-old Jalen, that's Jalen Ray Nichols, is watching the show, and I want to thank her for that. And I've been asked to say, on behalf of your dad, your mom, Blake, Abby, and all your family and friends, a very happy 13th birthday, a teenager today, Miss Jalen Ray Nichols. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, indeed. From there, we'll go on over to tonight's Mcguffin Farm Bureau calendar announcements, and the first is about a free health fair I want to pass along. Set for next Wednesday, which, by the way, is March the 16th, at the Mcguffin County Senior Citizen Center in the Lloyd M. Hall Community Center. Their annual health fair is next week, 2 hours that morning from 9 till 11. Call 349-512-5152 if you have any questions. This is open to the public as it is every year with free health services. A lot of local providers will be there. If you've got something you've been wanting to ask a health care provider and just, haven't had the opportunity or you're putting it off, it's a great opportunity to do so. Everything there is free. Stop by Senior Citizen Center. Everyone's invited. Next Wednesday, 9 till 11. And a quick reminder, next Wednesday is distribution day at the Water and Wine Food Pantry, 9 till noon. Their senior commodity day is next week as well. That's on Thursday from 12:30 until 2. On the regular day, they ask that you have to be in the parking lot by 11:30, and then for senior day, please pick it up by 1:30 because that's when they'll start turning to the waiting list. And you can turn to my calendar, free announcements always, birthdays and anniversaries too. Just tell me and I'll tell everyone about them. From there, we'll go to tonight's funeral service announcements, as always brought to you by the Mcguffin County Funeral Home. A reminder that services will begin this Saturday for 38-year-old Travis Stewart of Sayersville, who passed away earlier this week, survived by his parents, Lisa and Ron Simpson and Rod Stewart, his children, Carly Stewart and Riley Stewart, and siblings, Amanda Hall and Mitch Stewart, Bambi Kwalenko, Sarah Wilkinson, Travis Simpson, and Heather Brockway. Memorial service celebrating his life will begin Saturday at 1. Visitation will begin that morning at 11. And services have now been arranged for Kenneth Lynn Howard, 65 of Sayersville, who passed away yesterday at the Pikeville Medical Center, the son of the late Edmund Neal Buddy and Barbara Jean Bobby Howard. He's survived by his wife Judy, son James, daughter Rebecca Lynn, brothers Robert Neal, Michael D., and John E. Howard, and 3 grandchildren. Services for Kenny will start Saturday at 1 from the Mcguffin County Funeral Home. Friends can call on the funeral home Friday evening from 6 until 9 for visitation. Services have been set to private for 66-year-old Tony Patrick of Middle Fork, who passed away on Sunday, the son of the late Dennis and Ether Watts Patrick. He's survived by his wife Kathy, son Jeremy Holbrook, daughter Tony Collin, sister Sharon Bowers, brothers Wayne, Carl, Denver, Michael, Dennis, Robert, and Smith Patrick, and 1 grandchild. Again, services private. And services are yet to be arranged, but in the process of being done so for 76-year-old Helen Roark Conley of Sayersville, who passed away earlier today, preceded in death by her husband, Robert Lee. Whether the new year brings you new dreams or you're working towards the same ones, let Salyersville National Bank help you build, bank, or save for them. Salyersville National has been helping dreams come true since 1902. Give them a call at the main location, 349-3131, or the branch, 6121.
My name is Tony Allen, and I'm a candidate for Mcguffin County Clerk. Just as my family and I have served you at our restaurant, the Farmhouse Diner, we will be there to serve you in the clerk's office. You will be greeted with a smile. The office will be organized, neat, inviting, and we will do all we can to help everyone, regardless of your party, last name, or how you vote. We will be open during lunch, and we will have a long evening each week for folks who get in late. We will be open every other Saturday and have a plan to better serve the elderly in our community. I'm fighting to win this election and the trust of Mcguffin County. I will not let you down, nor will I forget that the people chose me to be their clerk. Vote number 1 on the ballot, Big Tony Allen for Mcguffin County Clerk.
It is never too early for spring to spring at the seasonal shop, and it has. With new ladies' fashions in and arriving daily from all the fashion houses you've come to love, like Royce, Mud Pie, Charlie Page, Simply Southern, they have a new line of spring tees from Ivory Ella, and amazing scents in soaps, body lotions, and home fragrance diffusers by Michael Design Works, with something for every room in the house. Plus new home decor, and as always, so much more at the seasonal shop in downtown Sayersville.
I'm Kelly Collins from Golden Law Office. I began my legal career in Lexington, representing some of the nation's largest insurance companies. This experience provided me with the inside knowledge as to how the insurance company will prepare to defend your case. I'm now taking that knowledge and returning to my hometown in eastern Kentucky to help those hurt through no fault of their own. If you or a family member have been injured in an auto or truck accident, call Golden Law Office today.
Not everything has changed over the years. Fraser's Prater Drugstore is still your most trusted pharmacy, where you can get your prescription brought to you curbside or make your way to the counter for a snack, lunch, or an incredibly sweet treat. And check out Strings and Things inside the shack, the Radio Shack, musical instruments, guns, ammo, electronics, and more. It's as wonderfully unique of a shopping experience as is the selection at Fraser's Prater Drugstore in downtown Salyersville. All of your sign and graphic solutions at Independent Signs and Graphics in Salyersville, where we can put your logo on everything from custom leather patched hats to wall hangings and decor, all made on our new laser printer. And if you don't have a logo, well, we can do that too. We do everything from banners to plastic, aluminum, decorative hanging signs, vehicle graphics, and full wraps. And campaign signs, yes, we will meet or beat any area price on yard signs, 4x4 billboards, bumper stickers, flyers, whatever you need. And the quality of our workmanship, the quality of our materials, and our artwork are always top shelf at Independent Signs and Graphics here at the Salyersville Independent, 349-2915. And that's going to leave a few moments to talk about your weather forecast. It's not unusual. It's going to be a good lick, comparatively so. I mean, we always see one little last hurrah of winter, and spring's getting pretty close. Daylight savings time is this weekend, and, we're all getting used to getting outside and looking so forward, maybe more than any other spring in the history of my life am I looking so forward to this one. And I like winter. But this little burst of winter in the middle of March is going to be a good one. Right now, the winter storm watch is in effect, rightfully so, because all models are pointing to accumulating snow, and some are saying that half of a foot and even more for some folks is not out of the realm of possibility. Our winter storm watch, which will be updated to a warning the closer it gets, goes into effect midnight tomorrow night, last up and through, of course, noon that day, and then 5 in the afternoon, and that's when things should be winding down. We've known about this Arctic front, the low pressure with it, and it's all going to roll into one big snowy event for us in eastern Kentucky area, and a lot of us. And for once in a while, been a long while, we're not on any line that separates us from a little to a lot of snow in the viewing area. We're all just in the middle of some of the thickest of it. National Weather Service saying that snow can be heavy. It will be falling at a heavy pace of maybe 1 inch or more an hour, and there you see percentages of, to the left of your screen, 4 inches or more, about 70% for the viewing area. To the right of your screen, chances of 6 inches or more of snow, 45%. That's almost 1 out of 2. That's pretty good odds. With that said, we have all this combining after a beautiful day in the neighborhood. March Madness can be defined as a lot of things. Beautiful day in the neighborhood tomorrow, that is. March Madness can be defined as a lot of things. It can be defined as the height of high school and college basketball in the month of March, and it can also be defined by your forecast. We've got 63 degrees tomorrow, mostly sunny. In just a matter of hours, we're going to be 26 tomorrow night, and then snow will be falling. The same day we had 63 during the overnight, we might see 2 to 4 inches of snow tomorrow night. We'll wake up Saturday with 26 degrees and falling for our daytime high. That's right, that low Friday night is going to be our high only for a few moments Saturday, and we'll fall down to 12, maybe even 10 by Saturday night. 2 to 4 inches, mainly after 2 or 3 in the a.m. tomorrow night, Saturday morning. Another 1 to 3 possible on your Saturday. That's a 3 to 7 inch prediction right there of some heavy snow. Northwesterly winds are also going to be something that we'll deal with. We'll see winds tomorrow, breezy, 63 degrees, and then up to 25 miles per hour or so on your Saturday. So it's 26, it's 25 mile an hour winds, and winding down with what could be anywhere from 3 to 7 inches of snow. Yep. It's going to be an interesting one. And then Saturday night, we'll spring forward. Yes, daylight savings time starts this weekend. 45 degrees and sunny on your Sunday. Spring arrives next weekend after the thaw. The thaw which will happen relatively quickly. Not Saturday, but obviously Sunday we'll get a good start on it. And then Monday we'll hit 59, mostly sunny, and check out the end of your 7-day. There's the rest of your March Madness. So tomorrow, 60 degrees or better. Snow to end your Friday, several inches. And then by the end of your 7-day, we'll clock 71 degrees. 60 by Tuesday, 62, and then 71 by next Thursday. That does qualify, in my opinion, as March Madness. And with that, one more thing. I left just a minute to go into something tonight before I leave you. It's Thursday. It's publication day for the Sagersville Independent. And if you've gotten yours today, well, I think you noticed immediately a bit, more than a bit, of a change. The Independent had been printed at a location prior to my purchasing it back in 2018 and up until this week. But we have since changed and are now being printed at the Winchester Sun, both the Sagersville Independent and the Big Sandy News. And I think that the colors, the crispness, the vibrance of all the colors and the font and everything was glaring. So if you haven't gotten yours today, pick one up. Take it for a little bit of a test drive and see what you think. And we're going to be doing some big PR things as we did today and throughout the year to try to maybe bring on some new readers. But very glad to be having our papers printed with Kevin Smith and Tara and all those folks at the Winchester Sun. They've really bent over backwards to really give us a really nice product. And I think it showed in today's first edition, if you will. And that's for yesterday's Big Sandy as well. That's it. That's all my time. Thank you for being a part of it. I'll see you back here tomorrow night.